Hey guys, um, today is an anniversary. It's actually the anniversary of my coming out. Actually, yesterday was, but this video is gonna go up today, which is Friday or Thursday. About 7 years today, I came out to my parents. So let's get into it. My parents are divorced. They've been divorced since I was 4 years old. So I actually had to come out twice, which was very, very difficult, seeing as they do not speak to each other whatsoever and they despise each other to the ends of the earth. So it's kind of tough. I came out to my dad first, so let's go into that. About 7 years ago today, we're all just sitting outside. He lives in the country, and we were all just sitting outside on the porch, and they were drinking, and that's cool and stuff, and I wasn't because I wasn't old enough, and I had to work and stuff, and it came out. He's like, so I see you bring all these girls over, but do you do anything with them? And I'm like, Dad, is that any of your business? And he's like, well, I just wonder if you're are you gay? And I thought about it for a minute, and I'm like, should I answer truthfully, or should I just be like, Dad, what, you're drinking too much, just forget it. But I was truthful, and I thought about for a minute. I'm like, yep. I just said, yep. He's like, oh. It's like, I'm okay with that. Does your brother know? And I'm like, no, no. He's like, does your mom know? I'm like, no, no. Well, I'm glad that we know. And, I love you, and I support you. And, yeah. He's like, what time do you have to go to work? And I'm like, 5 o'clock. He's like, oh. He's like, do you need a ride? I'm like, yes. And that was the end of it. And, I mean, he's still trying to, accept it and whatnot, which is cool. You know, like just recently I called him, and I live like in one part of the state and he lives in the center, and I live close to the river, and I told him that I was going to see Wicked, and he's like, what's that? He's like, what's that? I'm like, a musical. He's like, oh. He's like, you like that kind of thing? I'm like, yes. Yes, I do. He's like, oh, well, that's okay. I'm like, I know. So I mean, he's still cool with it. He's still coping with it or whatever. But I mean, there's not much else to say about that one. So yeah, he supports me and he's okay with it. But my mom, on the other hand, she's okay with it. I don't know. This one happened, after that, actually years after, because my mother scares me. So I um was shopping with her one day, and she's like, hey Brandy, does this look cute on me? Blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, I like those shoes, I like that outfit. It looks super cute. She's like, super cute? I'm like, yeah, super cute. She's like, oh. She's like, well, I don't. She's like, I think it looks super cute too. And then a little bit later, she's like, we go out to dinner, just her and I, because we go out to dinner a lot. And I'm like, Mom, just to let I don't like females. She's like, excuse me? I'm like, Mom, I'm not a fan of girls. She's like, oh. She's like, oh, well, that's okay. And I don't think it clicked at first for her, so it took her a little bit to figure out what I was trying to say, because I just couldn't say it to her because I was a pussy like that. But finally, I'm like, yeah, Mom, I'm gay. She's like, oh. She's like, I've always known. I've always known. I'm like, okay, for sure. But, she still thinks that she's going to have kids born from a female that I impregnate, which is just not going to happen. I'm leaving that up to my brother. And I came out to my brother drunk when he picked me up from a bar once. I go, Ryan, do you know that I'm a homo? He's like, yes. He's like, yes. He's like, how's that going for you? I'm like, good. Good. And then he asks, he's like, do you have a boyfriend? I'm like, no, not at the moment. He's like, have you had a boyfriend? I'm like, yes. He's like, he's like, why didn't you introduce me to him? I'm like, I just didn't introduce him to anyone. He's just so funny, and I was so drunk, and it wasn't that bad. So about 7 years ago today, I came out. I'm an out individual, and I love it. You know, I don't have to like lie or BS to my family anymore. It's really a really nice environment, especially with my brother and my dad. My mom still has a little coping to do with the whole subject, which is totally understandable, but I just let her do her thing. She's just disappointed on the no grandkids thing for the moment. And yeah, and then I told my friends. My dad was the first one to ask and first one to know when I was like 15. So um, he knows. He knew first, and then I came out to my friends when I was about 18, and then I came out to the rest of my family about around there, about my brother and my mom and stuff. So yeah, I thought I'd share that because it's a anniversary. Happy anniversary to me! Woo woo! So yeah, well, I just wanted to make a quick video and let you guys know what's going on. So that's it.